Hello, Pinup Miami here, and today I'm going to show you guys how to do a foam roller set. But it's going to be a little different than the normal roller sets that you're going to see because I am doing it on day 2 hair. So it's not going to be like freshly washed, freshly clean. I actually had another type of set the night before. Well, had the same set that I'm going to show you today, yesterday. As you can see, it died down. I brushed it out to the max. So I am going to redo it to freshen it up for tomorrow. So I know that's something different, but I feel like it's important because some people think that the curls last forever. My curls do not last. It's all about the teasing and putting it in place and hairspray. But let's see here. So I did moist my hair a little bit. You don't want it to be so wet. Let me take off my earrings so they're not in the way. Make sure to say hello in the comments down below. I want to say hi to you. Let me know where you're from. How is your weekend going? If you have any plans for the week. If you're just dreading that it's Sunday because you don't want to go back to work on Monday. That's how I'm feeling. But let's see here. Oh, so today what I'm mixing in my hair. So I have product. So it has still product from the day before. But, oh, where's my mouse? But I make like a little concoction here. I'm not sure if a lot of people use it. It's called Lot of Body. So the bottle looks like this. I don't have the original bottle with me. So I mix, since I have colored hair, I use less concentration of the Lot of Body. So I use 4 parts of water and 1 part Lot of Body. You could play around with it. The more you put, the more concentration you have. But for me, if I put too much, it makes my hair crunchy, and I don't like that feeling at all. So I just put 4 parts water and 1 part this. And it looks a different color because it's like a pink with a purple. It makes it more purple, but it's not, more purple to say. Well, hello. Hi. Make sure if you're in South Florida, you have to check out a nice booth at the Hillsboro Antique Mall. And if you go, you better hit me up so I can go with you. Hi, Lynn. Thank you. All right, so to start off, I'm going to start off with the front section here. So whenever you're going to set your hair, make sure that your hair is 80%, close to 90% dry. If you have it too wet and you start curling your hair, it's not going to dry completely. And then you're going to wake up after sleeping 8 hours with your rollers in. You are not going to want to have your hair wet in the morning because then you're just going to cry and look in the mirror and be like, why are you still wet? And it's because it was too wet when you rolled it and it didn't dry. So that's happened to me many times. That's why I'm saying that is a dramatic thing to happen. And I don't want it to happen to any of you. All right. So I always start out with the front because my stamina is much more stronger in the beginning. And then by the time I get to the back, I'm like, ugh. So I say, I'm getting tired. So out of sight, out of mind. That's what I say. All right. So we're going to start off with this corner. I'm going to bring all this hair on the other side. Just pick it up. Now, my favorite method of rolling my hair is actually with foam rollers because they're easier to sleep on. That's basically it. Because when I use pin curl clips, I love using pin curl clips because if I want a tighter curl that lasts me way longer, like that's what I go for. If I want something that gives me that effect, but I could sleep with it, like I love this one. You could also do the paper towel trick. Let me show you. I have a paper towel here. You get a paper towel and like twist it like this. And then you could just curl it. I'm just showing you this really quick. And then you curl it. And you tie it. That's another way. It creates a different type of curl. But it's not as structured, so you can't really see the pattern that you're going for. Like I always lose track when I'm like... So, we're starting off here. We're going to spray it with our little mix, our holding mix here. So just soak it, but don't soak it, if you know what I mean. So we're going to soak our hair there. And then brush it through. I love using a detangling brush, especially for my hair, since I have a lot of damage to my hair from dyeing it. And now in this video, you're probably going to see all the spots I missed because sometimes I go to somebody to dye my hair, Riviera, or sometimes I do it myself, so I miss spots. So it's just life, you know. Sometimes we miss the things, but it still works out. Again, out of sight, out of mind. That's what I say. All right, so, and you could see when I'm wetting it how it's looking. Oh, that line did not come out so straight. So I always like to start off with the first row. And I use my nail. You could use a fine tooth comb to separate. My sets are not as clean. The more polished and the more clean you go, like the more definition you'll have if you're going for a different kind of like pin curl look. Ooh. So I keep my, let me show you where I keep my rollers. I really think it's so pretty. It's in this plastic purse. That's where I keep my little foam rollers. What do you guys think? They're so cute. That's where I keep them all. I need to refill them because they disappear just like bobby pins. All right, now you're gonna separate it, but you want it to be the same or smaller thickness than your foam roller, because if not, your hair is just gonna go over the place. All right, this is probably gonna be the live that takes forever. But yeah, so you go to the edge, and I like to wrap the ends. Make sure you wrap the ends very carefully because you don't want it to kink when you're brushing it out. You want it to come in. And if you notice, I am going a little bit over the side because I really want to create volume at the base of my pin curl. So I'm curling it in. Make it tight enough. And then place it down. And you see how I captured everything? And then it's a little more towards this side because I'm trying to create volume. So when I take out the curl, it's going to have a nice volume. And of course, you guys are not going to see the results today. But if you follow me on Instagram, I'll post it up tomorrow morning when I get up for work. But yeah, so we're going to keep going. Again, breaking the lines as easy as possible. And always brush in between. That way you have nice, smooth, unnecessary kinks out of the way. Now, the smaller the sections, the tighter the curl. Think of it as a curling iron. So when you have a smaller barrel, you have a tighter curl. You know, that's why for my barrels, for my curling iron, I always do a 3/4. 1 inch is too big for me. Anything bigger is like more of a beach bombshell, kind of Victoria's Secret wave, which is not bad. It just depends on what look you're going for. And with foam rollers, you have the consistency, because you could get foam rollers that are larger. Like these, I have to say, I think they're an inch or 3/4. I'm going to say 3/4. Because I like it to be able to create waves when you brush it out. And then go a little over. And then I wrap the ends. And I missed the ends there. Now, if you have really frizzy hair, make sure before you curl your hair with any kind of rolling set that you pass through like a blow dry and a little flat iron just to hold down. Because if you do a curl and then they're like uneven, but at least they're capturing. Because if at least you curl when it's not frizzy, if you can curl your hair when it's frizzy, you're going to be flattening right where the frizz is. So when you undo it, it's going to be frizzy. So try to have your hair as smooth as possible. So I'm going to do the next row. Yes, I could help you. Oh, I'm not showing the messages. Hi. Oh, you're awesome. I see Ashanti. I need ideas for my locks. Yes, and I need to call you too. I'm sorry. All right, so we're going to split this section, and then I'm going to split it in half. Now, in the front, I like to go a little smaller sections, you'll notice, and as I go towards the back, I like it bigger. So I like to create more traffic and then looser in the back. Again, setting styles are really important. And then bring it up and bring it all the way down to the base. And there you go. Hey Jojo, Dynamo. Oh no, it's Joe. Sorry. Hey Joe. How are you? So yes, I need a haircut before I need a haircut, as you can see my ends. That's why I really make sure that my ends are tucked in, because I want it to like look like my ends are vibing with whatever hairstyle. So you see, I'm capturing everything. I'm trying the best, to keep it aligned. Now, if you want to do like a bang, like you could set up the curls whichever way you like. So my hair is going to flow this way. So that's why the curls are going this way. This way will go this way. And in the back, going back. And it's so fun, like if you have time to like play around with the different sets that you're going to do to see how your hair reacts. Because, for example, when I wake up tomorrow and I let go of my curls, I'm gonna have an idea of what I want my hair to be, but sometimes my hair talks for me, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like I'm gonna be like, today I'm gonna do this during the weekday, or when it's for my days to go out or just to hang out. I go with the flow of the curl. The curl demands my day. It's like I'm you know how some people say that they're like tied to, I don't remember the phrase, but they're tied to something. I'm tied to like whatever my hair decides to do once I unpin it for the day. So let's see here. And to have so many layers in the front, layers can be a little frustrating, ladies. Like if you have a lot of layers in your hair and you're trying to pin curl it to be like, to grab a lot of sections, patience. You're going to have smaller sections. All right, so then grab this, and we're done with this side. And you can see I wrap this, and I make sure that when I pick up, I wrap under to get all the ends really smooth. And I hate when this happens, because then I like to have to play like imaginary Legos. By Legos, I mean having to connect the little thing back there. Yes. We are this much in, 13 minutes in. Yes. Playing Army this weekend. Ooh. Not playing, you're doing a service. Thank you so much. Oh, so now I'm going to do this section. As you can see, I did not make a really nice line there. But maybe I'll wear a hat tomorrow, so you're not even going to see it. All right, so I'm going to cut down right behind the ear. And separate that. Ooh, see, look at that. I missed that whole section right there last time. Putting out my roots. I'm putting out the roots on blast today. All right, so in the next section, I'm going to brush it out, and then I'm going to go in with the setting, lotion. So just brush it out. Then I'm going to get my setting lotion and spray. I like starting out in the roots and bringing it down. And I'm not spraying that much, as you can see. I don't want it to be soaked. Like I said, you don't want to wake up in the morning being like, hey, why isn't my hair dry? So we are going to, again, make a small section here. And then this side, I don't have that much. You see, I go a little bit over. So let's start out with the front here. Again, getting the same length that you need for the roller, meaning this length right here. If you go over it, you're going to be like creating a knot, and then you won't be able to lock the hair in. You want to make sure that your hair stays inside of the curl well, inside of the roller. One thing I do want to try, and if anybody has tried it, let me know in the comments, is that big, like, I know it's not going to create the same look that I like, but I'd like to give it a try, that big long roll, and then you roll your hair like one on one side and the other side, and it creates like these voluptuous, like long, I call them Victoria's Secrets, because I used to work at the Fontainebleau in Miami Beach, and everyone would come into the salon and be like, I want Victoria's Secret waves. You know, they wanted to be like the runway models at the beach with their bikinis. And I guess working there for so long, it's like, I like the style. I can't hate it. It's a look, you know? Ooh, I lost the line. All right, let's curl this, straighten this. Again, brushing it out to smooth. And of course, one of my little ends here, if anybody has watched Euphoria, there's this 4 a.m. routine by Cassie, I think it is, that she uses that foam roller set that I was talking about. It's like a big, long foam roller. I want to try it. All right. See here? We're like playing blind here. All right, there we go. All right, and then for here, 2 sections, and then we're good to go. You know, the back for me is what's a killer. I don't know if any of you would agree. What always gets me is the back. And the longer your hair gets, it's like, that's why I do the big sections in the back. You don't really want like long section, like, unless I'm really prepping for something specific. It's just an everyday look. I am not going to make small sections in the back, because first of all, I can't see the back, so I don't know if I'm doing it right or wrong. Like I said, out of sight, out of mind. Let's bring it a little up. Yes, I do my own hair color, as you can tell right there. And then close it up. All right, so the most important part's already done, which is the front. Thank you for putting pinup color in my weekend. Yes, of course. I live on color, and I live on at least making people smile with like myself, even if I'm putting myself out there. So I appreciate you for watching, honestly. All right, so for the back, we have this whole section in the back. Now I'm going to show you, and you guys are only going to see the front for now. And then at the end, I'll show you the back so you could see what I cannot see. So I have this like method in my head that I'm going to share with you. So I part my hair in 3 sections. So starting off like this. So we're going to do the left side first. Let me see my mirror. And I'm going to part it down the middle as best as possible. And I'm just going to worry on this side first. Then I'm going to do the middle, and then I'm going to do this side. So that is in my head what works. And I've recommended it to a few people when they come to my workshops, and they like it too. So that's what we're going with. All right. Okay, so we're going to take this section and brush it first. I always like to brush first, just to make sure to take out any kinks, check on what's going on. Then we're going to wet it, starting at the base and bringing it down. And have a little towel around somewhere, because I think I just sprayed unnecessarily. All right, then brush that in, see if you missed any spots. Look, see, I missed that spot in my hair. That's like a hair beauty mark, you know? That's how I see it. Nobody sees it, just me. All right, so then we're going to start off with the top of this section. So I lift it up, and I notice it here, and grab as much as you want in the roll. So now that we have that, and this is my guideline too. Actually, let's do it a little thicker. That's a little thin section. Because I'm realizing that I am missing little thingies. Oh, and here I also have my travel version. So I have my at home and travel. All right. So let's do it a little, like I said, I like it a little thicker in the back. So we're going to do it like that. Brush it through, bring it up to the top, and it's off camera. And then wrap. And bring it in. And of course, I lost you. Now there is, if you have patience to put a ribbon through one of these, you could also put a ribbon through it so you don't have like these things, but I don't like untying it at the end of the day or the morning after. Like, I know that I'm complaining about these little plastic things, and you do have to be careful how you set them because you don't want it to create a kink, you know, so you can move them a little over. Next section, a little lower down. And as you can see, I'm grabbing a little more. But don't grab too much if you have long hair, because then you're just gonna, hold on. I'm multi-purposing here. Don't grab too thick of a section if you have long hair, because then it's not gonna really curl and it'll just be an extra big curl. Think of the science behind it. When you're curling, especially on a foam roller, if it's too thick, it's going to create a thicker curl. And then pin it down. That's why it's so fun to play with different sizes. And if you see, different fads have different sizes for everything. Like I was talking about beach waves. I was talking about that like just woke up kind of look, but still put together kind of look, which I can't master. Like I consider that a skill. Like looking like you did nothing, but you did something. Like that is a skill in itself that I have not mastered. So we'll see here. And then the ends. And if you could tell, I haven't shown, but I'm not wrapping this around like twisting this. It's literally going flat. You want it to be flat with this, because if not, you're going to have a different twist in the bottom. And you have a curl with a curl. You're just going to bring it all the way up straight to your head. And then clip it on. Hello, Joanna. So beautiful. How are you today? And then, see, this is too thick of a section. So I am going to break that into half. Or should I just do one whole one? You know what? Let's keep it one whole one. So since I said earlier that my foam rollers have disappeared. And the good thing about foam rollers is that you can get them at the dollar store. So what I do is I first started off with 4 packs of 10 or 8. And that's like 40-ish. And then as I lose them, you buy one more pack. So it's like you're paying money, but not paying money, I guess. All right. Then we're going to wrap this. I'm going to go halfway and wrap. So I can get all the ends in. Again, don't forget the ends. Oh, little plastic thing fell. And then bring it all the way in. And now this is the hard part because now I can't see. Oh, yes, I could. Right here. On the side there. Perfect. So this section, I mean, it kind of looks good from what I could see. We're going to leave the suspense to the end. All right, so now we're going to do the other side. And we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to do this, just call it that. We're going to break it apart there. I'm going to pin the middle. Because we're not going to do the middle yet. Because technically if we did the left side and then we did the right side and then the middle should be straight down. That's the logic. And it works. I haven't had any complaints. But I also don't let anybody stand behind me. I don't know if that's fun or not. All right. So we are going to keep spraying. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, then we're going to brush it out one more time. Yeah. All right, then we're going to go in and do the same thing we did on the other side, but here. So we're going to start off on the top. So just lift it up. And I like when the roots are a little out because then you get to see where your lines are going and where you're messing up, to be honest. So we're going to brush up. And don't worry, that middle looks crazy because we have not done the middle. Oh, hello, Nancy. All right. I wasn't prepared for this one. Hold on. So we're going to take our foam roller. Let me brush that again because I moved it. And now here we're rolling down. So we're going to get the ends here. And then we're going to roll it down. All the way. And as you see, I'm pushing it up because I want to create volume. There we go. And bring it down. Perfect. Love the show in Florida. Yes, Rockabillaque in Florida was so much fun. I was live at the event. I walked a lot in the live. But you could rewatch it on the Rockabillaque Facebook page or on my YouTube channel. It was a lot of fun. Both days, I went both days. The music was amazing. The crowd was incredible. The women at the Pinup contest were incredible and just amazing. There's a few watching that were in it. Loved it. It was truly a lot of fun. I can't wait for Charleston. I can't wait for Florida again. Can't wait for everyone else, for every other event as well. So we're going to do the same thing here. Lift it up. If we could avoid this at the end, let's do this. Oh, no. Oh. Alrighty. There we go. Yeah, maybe that's you're like, oh, maybe they're breaking because it's a dollar store. Yeah, but they're $1. So, and I haven't complained that they've lasted me a long time. So, no complaining there. All right, so wrap the ends, then bring it up. Of course, you saw that. That fell on camera right there. But we're just gonna get it from the bin because I'm not gonna bend over. I'm not gonna bend over with this on. All right, so now, good, right here, and then bend it down. I feel like that curl took the most concentration out of all of them. Let's see, I got the pink and polka dot dress. Ooh, that is a cute combination. Is it white polka dot? I feel like I like white and pink, or pink on pink. Like it's like dark pink and then light pink on it. All right, then we're gonna do this one. Can you see if I dropped on the floor a pink rectangle? Looks like this. Oh, I just keep dropping them. All right, so here we go. We're gonna wrap the edge and then bring it on top. All the way close as possible. Now you want to make sure that you tighten it close because you want it to stay tight and not move around and then fall off. All right, so all we have left is this one roll. I think there's one in the back. One roll in the back, and then we're gonna reveal if it looks like I said. All right, so let's brush it. Oh. So we're gonna brush up the center and be careful you don't grab any other hair. I have a good feeling that today's like pin curl set is gonna be really good. Not that they ever come out super bad either, so if I say so myself. Alright, so we're wetting the edges to the end. And then we're gonna brush it to make sure it's coated completely. All right, now it's when you start feeling those muscles in your arms and stuff. Even though I gotta say, I started this live, it says here 30 minutes ago, and I think we're doing pretty well. Because a lot of people, like for example, today, I went to a event for the Fort Lauderdale fashion show here in South Florida. It was like the brunch kickoff for bloggers and influencers. And the number one question I got is, how long did your hair take? I'll have a picture in it's in my Instagram stories if you want to see how I wore my hair today. But they thought it took forever. And I think it's also practice. That's why I tell people, like, you can't just, like, stop at what you're doing. Like, you have to keep going and practice. And I was like, it didn't take that long, actually, but it's just practice, you know? Practice. It's like I just said earlier, girls that rock that, like, just got out of bed look and makes it look flawless, but it took a lot of work. Like, I can't do that. But I'm pretty sure they could do it because practice. Yay! Hey, Chrissy! How are you? Always has a beautiful smile. All right, so we're going to wrap it to the ends. You guys can't see, but I'm at the ends, but we're going to wrap it and bring it down. And again, lifting it a little higher up because once we want it on the base, once we get it to the base, it's going to create some volume. There you go. And clip it on. And you see how we divided it just the same length as the rollers. Because I said you don't want to go over the roller because it's going to grab at the edge and then create a kink that you do not want. Oof, I'm sorry. All right, so then we're going to guesstimate the next section here. We don't, I like this. We don't make oops, we make ahs, ta-da. I'm pretty sure that's how that's how you said it when you typed it, because that's what I'm going with. Love you too. All right, so I let go of the section here. had to read that. So here I'm going to brush out the section. And as you can see in the back, the color, oof. Maybe it's good that my camera can't see that because then you don't see the color. My color that I did on myself. All right, so here we go. Get it to the edge. We're going to bring it down again, bringing it a little forward. So by the time it gets to the edge, we got some volume going. And take your time. If you go too fast, it's just not going to go. Especially since if you see my face as I'm doing this, I'm visualizing like, oh, is it going to the right spot? Is it going to hit the scalp? Are the hairs in place? All right, and then I just need one more, which I don't have the little stick for on the other side. So I have a few of these left in my little bin without it, but no worries. This will help as much as I don't want to sleep with you, little duck clip. I will use you. All right, so we're going to brush it out. If there's a will, there's a way. We're going to bring it all the way to the top and curl it in and bring it right down to the base and pin it in. Perfect. All right, so now is the big reveal to see what it looks like from the back. I wanted to keep you guys watching me from the front so you can get the same point of view as me, because what I see is what you see, and that's how you'll be doing it at home. So I really wanted to give you a perspective of like what you'd be doing at home. But let's see, so far on this side, you see how everything cascades really nicely. This side. Now, I know I hide my roots really well in my hairstyles, but now you're there exposed for you right now. All right, let's see. Now, you guys will be the judge because I can't see the back. But let's see. In my hand, it feels like I did a pretty good job. How did I do? Let me know. But yeah, so now I forgot my scarf, but before bed, well, right after this, I am going to put a scarf on my head just to make sure everything stays tight and in place. And it really helps to feel like it's like not moving. Because if you had it this loose and you start rolling around, or by mistake you do something and like comes off or something, the scarf really helps. A nylon scarf, simple. That's what I use. That's why that way it like breathes also. And also you feel like a movie star if you go throw out the trash outside, put on some shades, you have your rollers on, be that cool old lady in the block. That's me. And I feel like that's what my neighbors say, that I'm cool, not that I'm old, or I am a lady. All right, so before I sink myself in more of a hole there, I just want to say thank you guys for joining in. If you want to see the results of this hairstyle, I'll post it up on my Instagram stories tomorrow morning. My Instagram is Pinup Miami. And if you're in South Florida, make sure to check out my page because I'm always hosting events, meetups, pinup contests. I host around all Florida, even Charleston. Woo-woo! And I do have a podcast. I have an episode Wednesdays. It's called the Pin Podcast. You can find it on any platform. Pin Podcast. We talk about modern topics with a vintage flair. Now, guys, I love you so much. Rock the block. Yes. Nancy, you're there. All right. Have a beautiful Sunday. Stay safe. Get pinned up and have a fabulous week. Love y'all.